signal 你。今天很巧哎，看到义务在那个。
你好，
你好，
我们在那个法律那个面包店这边看到他。
就跟那个平常打坐似的，你要把腿放地下，要不然你
Hello, everybody. Hi. Hi. Hello. Okay, so for the new people, welcome to Teaching Chui. Okay, so if I can invite you to please take a seat. We're going to start lesson very soon. Okay. So for the friends at the back, if you can sit on the floor, if you don't have problem sitting on the floor, I would like to encourage you to please do so. But if you have, physically challenged, so please grab a chair and sit forward. Sit forward as much as you can. Don't leave the empty chairs in front empty. So if you can take a seat forward, it would be nice. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, move over.
Okay, so my name is Joanne. Nice to meet all of you. So what will happen later on, Rinpoche will be out and he will be prostrating. When he gets onto the throne, we will all prostrate as well. Then after that, you can guys, all of you just move in and out. Okay? Sit as close as possible. All right. Then you create a course to be able to listen to the Buddha's teaching all the time. Okay? So sit as close after he prostrate. So have a pleasant evening.
We can sit here. Yeah.
You gotta move over.
So, for people who don't know, we have a mala back there, a beautiful mala that was made with us by Rinpoche. And later tonight, Rinpoche is going to do, we're having a raffle, and he's going to draw the winning ticket. And there's still time to buy a ticket. They're $5 each.
I'm the ticket lady. If
And
anybody wants to
Terry back there is the ticket lady. So if you'd like to buy, still time. You can see Terry, please.
So you know what's a raffle ticket? It's very American.
They don't do anything.
We don't call it that. We call it lucky draw.
Oh, a lucky draw.
Lucky draw.
Lucky draw.
Instead of raffle, it's lucky draw.
You do a small donation, entitle you to a lucky draw. So if you draw your name, then you're the lucky one.
幸运抽奖。
对。
Sounds better than raffle.
Lucky draw.
Yeah, it sounds better than
I didn't understand the term. Let's see who's the lucky one.
Yeah. Good. Oh, we're in.
Everybody knows about we were born.
我坐这里啊。来，行。
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, so thank you. So today we're going to have a chat with each other. So today will be the last program for the of this trip in English. Tomorrow will be chanting in Mandarin, and maybe I will say talk a little bit. So since it's a chat, and maybe some of you have questions to ask. So yeah, feel free to ask, please. Yes, ma'am.
Rinpoche, I think it's probably safe to say that I'm loud, it's okay. It's probably safe to say that some people here have daily practice, some people do not have daily practice. Can you say a little bit about the purpose and benefits of having a daily practice as opposed to not having it?
Purpose to have daily practice is the benefit to have a daily practice, or the purpose to have a daily practice, or maybe an introduction to a daily practice. Most important is that you want to do a daily practice. Because I may say what is the best, and then somehow if you are adverse to the idea of a discipline, cultivating a discipline for doing something for yourself, then somehow it will not benefit. Now I already explained what is the purpose of doing a daily practice the other time, but just to reply your question, your daily practice is not something that you are reciting to pray or worship. This is something that is very important. You see, there are many people who in this world are very religious. They claim to be very spiritual, but yet they are not very nice people. Some people think they are very nice, but actually they are not nice. Why? I give you a good example. Some people say they are very nice, and then I don't know where's the mic facing, that's the thing. I don't know is this side or I don't know if it's this side. I think this side, right? Or this side? This side? Okay. Right. Is it better?
Yes, that is better.
Better?
Yes.
Okay. So sound goes a little bit crazy on this one.
Yes, that's not right.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Or is this better? I think this finally got it right. Maybe I need to make a mark. Right? Okay, here. Sorry. So it's basically about like this. This is the best example. If somebody say they are spiritual and they want to learn, and then even a small thing like this, they get upset and get angry. But then they can pray, and then recite many prayers, they memorize many sutras. There is a mismatch now. Somebody asked His Holiness what is the meaning of Om Mani Padme Hum. And I remember very clearly in the presence of His Holiness told a big group of us saying that there's not much benefit in just taking the mala and just reciting mantras. More important, you need to have an education and you need to have an understanding. Then it's great benefit. And so, what is very wonderful about this explanation is that one should not have blind faith. Okay? But at the same time, it's also telling us one must not be over-intellectualized. Because he said, have understanding and doing the mantra and doing the recitation. That means middle path. That means not saying that, I have understanding that I don't need to do. Or I'm doing that no need understanding. We need to do both. It's like somebody asked me, Rinpoche, if I practice, then do I be rich, or should I be rich or should I be spiritual? Many people have an idea that to be religious or to be spiritual, then you have to be poor. So then, my answer is this. Once and for all, tell all of you, I want it to be a combination. You have to be rich and be spiritual. Just look at Guru Rinpoche, look at Mother Tara there, and look at Zambala. Aren't they decked in jewels and brocades? Right? It's not that they are wearing, they are tattered and torn. Okay? So you have to be wealthy and spiritual. So, purpose of the daily prayer or the daily practice really is to go through what we need to train our mind in. So actually, to me, one of the most perfect daily prayers are the King of Prayers and the Guru Puja, without remove the part of the the top offering. You don't have to do the top offering. So the front part, the generation of the refuge tree, and then later on, then is the Lamrim prayer all the way. It's the entire Lamrim in point form for us to reflect upon. So it is a guided mental guide that in this daily practice, it is a mental guide that sorts of like they are the touch points. Touch for us to know, touch and touch and touch. So this is important, to touch on excuse me, to touch on and to touch and to remind, touch and remind, touch and remind. So this is important. So every day there is a gentle reminder. It's the same. If we read the same book every day, we would recognize something from the book at a different point from the same book every day. Right? I don't know about you, but it happens to me. Today, I read the book, and then suddenly what people say, this part of the text is calling out to me, or it jumps out to me. Then somehow on another day, another point jumps out to me. So the main thing about this daily cultivation, daily practice, is not about just chanting and chanting and chanting. Sometimes, I disagree with the Asian cultural system of blind chanting. So if they chant in Chinese, but you don't understand what you are chanting, then you're just making noise. But so things that can be translated, I feel, should be translated, and this is America. So you maybe slowly change it that you can sing it. You know, some people I know, they previously were from some other religion and they're very good in singing hymns and singing this, and then somehow they got the reflections from the Lamrim, from the previous experience, so somehow they blended it to become very nice, like singing hymns. Okay, and the points of the Lamrim and the praises became modern or westernized. There's nothing wrong with that. So, so most important about the fact that the point of the daily practice is make it, memorize it, and make it a daily thing that sort of like remind ourselves that we are on a journey towards awakening. The reminder is important and not the ego. Say, oh, I'm chanting this and therefore this and that. You know, even for people who recover from cancer, even for people who recover from, who have a near-death experience, something did change in them, but the ego and the pride and the habit never change. So all this, the daily cultivation must change. Some people just like to talk about their own experience, so they keep on saying and saying, right? Like, I have this, I know this person who had the experience of passing away, and then come back and keep on telling people, I had this experience. So telling everybody had this experience, so then somehow I told him that yes, you have a deep spiritual experience of coming back to life, but that has also stopped your spiritual evolution. Because you keep on talking about it, that means you are still at the ecstasy of just being there. You have not. Some people like to use it, move on. Some people use move on. Some use. I'm sorry, my English not good. Moving on, or I don't know. But anyway, you understand. So growing, evolving, right? So. Yes, so that is, I hope that is, I don't know what is the best answer for you, Mike, but that is my experiential answer. It is boring sometimes to do the daily practice but it is a discipline. It is a discipline where we want to make ourselves, cultivate. Like Kai, very successful. And Joanne, I think, already memorized the 21 praises to Tara. You know, they force themselves, even though it is in Tibetan. But somehow, yes, it is in Tibetan. But I said, you know, it's not a matter of language. It's a matter of your mind. Sometimes if we are so how to say. How to say? Yeah, obstinate, yes. Very stubborn about, oh, I don't understand what I'm chanting, then my refuge to them is that then do you understand what the Buddha said when Buddha was teaching and transmitting the mantras? The mantras when the Guru gives you. If you don't understand the mantra, you are also reciting. So Buddhism itself has got different aspects, has the scientific aspect, has got the religious, spiritual aspect, and has got the third aspect of studying. Okay? So it has a three in one. So slowly we must we must see all aspects for it to be a perfect cultivator. Yeah, so that's my answer. Yes.
Scientific aspects. Could you elaborate on that a little bit more, Rinpoche?
Scientific aspect maybe like measured that when we are doing meditation, what happened to the brain activity? You understand? Or when you are doing the meditation, your emotions, because now science can measure, right? They put wires to the brain and everything, or to your heartbeat, or they do certain visualization. We do certain visualization. Then they measure the heartbeat, measure this, measure that, and so some things that can be measured, and that's what we say scientific. If you can sit on the floor, sit on the floor, so it's not so cramped. Yeah. And so that's my explanation about what the scientific thing. Yeah, then there's the knowledge, and then there is the religious or the religious aspect of it. Yes. What other question?
So there is different tunes and ways to recite the same kind of mantra. Would you prefer we use the tempo way, or there's many other ways to practice it?
If you want to do chanting properly as a group, then we have to chant together in the traditional. So let's say students from, if I teach, if we were to teach Guru Puja chanting, let's say if it's chanting in the Tibetan way, and the tune, then you imagine if Syracuse have one tune, Malacca one tune, Korotingi one tune, Singapore one tune, then there is no sense of communion. Right? So everybody sing the same tune is important. Same for Chinese chanting. Everybody will chant in the same tune. But on your own practice, maybe you listen to the CD, and then you follow the CD tune for your own entertainment, or your own that you like to practice, and you listen to it. There's nothing wrong with that. But in the chanting in the temple, then usually for the sake of benefit for all, then everybody chant as a communal tune. Right? So, so today also I want to talk about one point. This point, somebody asked me, somebody asked me in Malaysia actually. I answered this question to that person, but I didn't answer it openly. So now I'm going to answer it openly. This person asked me, Rinpoche, I practice Dharma. I like Dharma very, very much, but my wife don't like. What to do? My husband feel that temple take time away from him. My wife think that I'm going to flirt in the temple. What to do? What should I do? This is, I want to say this is very common. This is very common. Right? Because you have been repaying each other's karmic debt by being with each other for some time. Right? Maybe wife possessive of husband, or husband possessive of wife. And children think that it is normal, that it should be like this or like that. So what to do? My advice is, share your joy with your spouse. Skillfully. Skillfully. Don't talk about first of all, If you give your spouse the idea that you are falling in love with the guru or with somebody in the temple, if I were your spouse, I also scared, you know. This is a cult. Right? If you give your spouse, say, oh, Rinpoche is so good, oh, I pray homage to Rinpoche. Your husband or your wife has never seen you put your forehead on the ground, on the feet of another human being. You wouldn't even do to your spouse, but you do to somebody else. Wow, ego, hurt, and everything, all the issues come out. It is normal. So there are some crazy people, not just to me, all the lamas get it, that they have somebody like fall in love with them. I very openly throw the bomb in your face now, right? Don't fall in love with your guru. Your guru is very kind to you, very gentle to you and everything, because your guru is the living embodiment of the divine love. Great love, not small love. What is small love? You don't want to know what is small love? I want your attention. I need you. Oh, please, talk to me. Look at me. Unbelievable. 小爱对吗？ Yeah, 博爱, 大爱, great love is more important. It's not puppy love, you know. There are many people who know they see the gurus or even Chinese monks or Thai monks and they say, oh, so inspired. Why? Because they bring out the best. It's just like when you first knew your spouse, right? Your spouse brought out the best in you, correct? Not? Right? You see your boyfriend, oh, you'll be the best for your boyfriend. You see your girlfriend, oh, you'll be the best for her, right? Slowly, once you get comfortable, the horns, the durian shell come out, you know. Then, right? Yeah, come on. So you have to be skillful. Don't talk about how great your guru is, because Buddha is greater. Guru Rinpoche is greater. So now I throw the bomb in your face. Don't fall in love with your guru. Your guru bring out the best in all beings. Wants to bring out the best in all beings. Okay? Number 2. What to do? Share what made you have that feeling of rejoice. What made you have that feeling of happiness and goodness in you come out. Share with your spouse. Your spouse will appreciate it because he or she don't feel threatened, you know. Correct or not? Correct or not? Correct or not? Not carino. That hears it as carino. Yeah. Or worse, she checked. She was wondering what I was saying in Singapore. Yeah. Right? Correct or not? I have to learn to speak slowly. Right? So, share with your family, share with your spouse. Share what is your inner joy. What spark, what lit that flame in your heart again? Maybe, it was, maybe because you were running out of oil. Maybe, oil lamp after some time you will have this black color thing, this black color, what do you call?
Soot? The black.
Not tar, not the soot. Not soot, on the wick it comes black things, pieces and pieces of black things. You see, you don't offer oil lamp, you don't offer butter lamp, so you don't know. You light candles, right? And then the candle flame burns for some time, then there are pieces of things on the wick. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. To make the flame burn bright again, you have to take a clip and clip it away. Pieces of things that's on the soot. It's nothing but carbon. So what happens is this. Your guru picked it up. It's painful, yet joyful. It's painful, yet joyful. The flame burned brighter. as it burns brighter, the flame does not have soot. If you have that black piece there, you get soot. Don't fall in love with your guru, remember. If you want to fall in love, right, rise in love with each other. Because many people fall into love, they fall down. They become lost. Oh, help me. Roll eyes, see me roll eyes. Help me, save me. Oh gosh. Right? Never. Right? So there's a smoke bomb in front of you, I clear it off. Or there's a lot of obscuration in your eyes, I throw the bomb. Blast it all away. Rise in love with each other. That is more important. Care for each other. Communicate with each other. Work with each other. That's really the best offering to the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. Your Guru is so happy to see that you all can work together, not work individually. Work together. You understand? For the common good. This is important. So how the spouse not feel how the spouse don't feel threatened and this and that? Share what you learn. Discuss about what you learn. Or what opened up the chest in your heart. What light shone inside? Right? Share. So rise in love with your spouse. Don't fall down, and then you get bruises here and there. Then need somebody to rub your wounds. Okay? Ordinary love is fall in love. Now we must rise in love. You understand? Do you know the difference? Do you feel what I'm talking about? Okay? Rise in love. Support each other. Right? When you are together, you are the wicker basket. When you are together, you can make the flame. When you are together, you can make the hot air balloon. And you can all rise together and see clearer and brighter. This is how your daily practice and everything should be. This is important. Because many people, according to the worldly traditions, are married. And we cannot say now that you learn Dharma, then your wife or husband is different, then divorce. Then you go your Dharma path. This is big mistake. Right? This is big mistake. How can you dump somebody who loves you so much? Or so attached to you so much? Slowly encourage, warm him or her up. It's very important. It's not going to be easy, but we must plant the seed, create the conditions. That's it. And with time, things will be well. How will it turn out to be well? Everybody has their own path. Everybody has their own karma situation. So, be patient. 6 paramitas, first one is, you have to be patient. Perfection of patience. Now all of us live in an instant world. That day, Trinh had a very fantastic thing. She showed me that is an amplifier that can play songs in her mobile. From her mobile. If it was 100 years ago, they would burn her in the stake. Right? Yeah. Ignorance. In the past, if somebody could just press a button or a knob or a switch and then lights come on and off, you are a sorcerer. You are practicing. You understand? Buddhism, Buddha taught that all these things were possible. Buddha said there is such a thing called clairvoyance. Buddha said there is such a thing called being able to see far, and hear. Today, many people don't even need to practice, so they can see far. They have binoculars, they can fly, hot air balloon, aeroplane, helicopter, right? They can, now you have Wi-Fi. Isn't it scary? You think about it, you've got one thing, you upload something, God and Buddha and Bodhisattvas know where and what. Then another thing comes, a new one, you just download and everything comes back down. Oh, you have clairvoyant powers. Right? That's why we say, if somebody says to take refuge to somebody who can see far, then go and take refuge to an eagle. Eagle can fly far and see far. Isn't it? Yeah. So, it's not about, that's why I always say, these are what I call side effects of Dhamma cultivation. With Dhamma cultivation, you have bigger hearts. You can give people genuine smile. People can feel your genuine inner peace. People can feel your genuine hugs. They can feel your genuine speech or touches of awakening, realizations. And that's enough. That is more important than being able to chant or do 1,000 prostrations a day and this and that. Of course, if you can do, I totally rejoice. Right? Because in this world now, there are two extremes. Those people who cannot study or don't want to study or don't want to think, they just chant and chant and chant and chant and chant. They will have their benefit, but long. The other one is totally don't do anything and just go and study and study and study and study and talk and talk and talk and talk. That means one person is just growing, the other person is just cooking, but both are not eating. Right? But on the path, especially when we come to the temple, we will see such people. Definitely. Anytime, whenever there's a teaching, whenever there's a event, all kinds of people will come. Because of one thing. We all need hope. We all want happiness. We are all searching for the light at the end of the tunnel. We all have our struggles, and we all have our past. We all have our family problems, and we all have our deep dark secrets. And we are all not angels. Right? Right? We are all not this and not that. So we are all searching for a common goal. And it is this common goal that what makes having a temple really meaningful, really special. Attending teachings together, coming together, discussing, talking to each other and supporting each other. This is really what makes it really special and meaningful. That's all there is to it. Understand? Yeah. Yes, please. Chat, but end up I'm talking more.
I'm not even sure I'm asking the right question, but I have the question for a long time. I think in my limited understanding, and I think the selfishness, and maybe you could call the self-awareness, the self-consciousness, something like that, the source of everything, that's bad, the bad virtue people have. But I'm confused. I don't know. It's so hard to get rid of the self, the selfishness, while living the real life. Because in the real life, you need to be yourself, to do the work, to deal with people, with matters. So how to, I don't know whether I asked the question, in a proper way. So.
There's no proper way. If you just ask a question, and there's no such thing as a right or wrong question. So thank you. That's why we need, number one, we need discipline. When you are working, you need to do your work honestly. But when you are, did you hear her question? Could you hear her question?
Yes.
But this is a good question, because what to do with selfishness? You see, everybody, we are so used to seeing other people's faults, right? Because that was the training that we were given when we were young. We need to unlearn that. We create a lot of confusion to the kids that we give birth to. You want to know why? We are the God, and yet we are the devil to our kids. When kids are young and baby, they receive all the love, right? Everybody is nice, right? When they are growing up, they are filled with love, right? They are caring and sharing to everybody, right? Then as they are growing up, what happens? The adult says, don't teach them this, don't go near to them. Other people will do this to you. Other people will do that to you. You don't share this, so other people will learn from you. You have to be yourself. You have to be special. You are this, you are that. Come on. What are you doing to the kid? You're screwing the kid's mind, and you are hurting his heart. So if we went through this ourselves, we need to allow ourselves to unlearn. We are suffering because we have been so conditioned by our parents or our relatives, our teachers, about so many things. And most of the time they are not even real. For example, somebody tell me, Syracuse is a very deadly city. Go out, you can be shot dead. If just people don't like your face or how you look at them. Actually, it happens anywhere in the world. You don't even need to be shot. If